What's up, everybody? It's the Taco Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank God and the universe for giving me a positive platform to express myself. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Today we're gonna talk about the first time I got shot, and I guess I can show you first. Check this out. If I can get my pants legs up. That's on both sides. Stitches and staples. They got a hole right here. But I got hit with an assault rifle. I guess it ricocheted off the ground and then went into my leg, but this is how it happened. One night, me and my homies, we was in the hood, we was chilling. You know, in our area, it was all Bloods at one point in time, so we was on 13th Street. We was on the tray, and we had a homegirl that stayed on the corner in these duplexes. And I had my homie J Blood with me, and I had my homie Tiny with me. And we went over there to see if she had a stick, cause we had some weed and we was trying to smoke. So we go over there. We used to always go over there and smoke and drink and shit. So we go over there, and we in there in the living room, and she acting kind of funny, like she acting real antsy. You know what I mean? Like she trying to be cool with us, but at the same time, she kind of insinuating that she want us to leave. So, excuse me. She go in the back. This is a three bedroom duplex with a long hallway. She go in the back of the house and go get a stick and come back out and give me the stick. So I start breaking down the weed and start to roll up. She like, you might want to take that to go. I'm like, why? You don't want to smoke? She like, oh, I'm good. So we in there getting ready to go, and I hear crippin' ain't easy in the city, but it's fun. That's a song that was on the Blood and Crips first album, Banging on Wax, and it's coming from the back room. So me and the homies just look at each other like, nigga, you hear that shit? And I look down the hallway, and me and a nigga lock eyes. It's a nigga leaning back in a chair, and he looking out the bedroom door. He got the door cracked open, and they back there playing music and smoking weed and shit. So when I look and me and him lock eyes, it's clack, clack, clack. You start hearing motherfuckers cocking straps and shit. So me and the homie Tiny, we was heated. I had a non on me, a little 15 shot non, and we already in the chamber ready to go. So I pulled my shit out, and the girl is like, no, that shit ain't finna happen in my house. Y'all gonna have to leave. Woo, 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 this, and this. So she basically kick us out. Woo, woo, woo. We talking shit, bitch. You live in the hood. You a crab lover and all that. No disrespect to my rib homies, but that's what we was on back then. And we was talking big shit to her, and we leave out. Now we feel like these niggas is in our hood. You know what I mean? They right down the street from my grandma's. They in the area where it's all Bloods, from Hydraulic all the way up to Spruce. So we go outside, and we didn't have cell phones and shit like that, like back in the day. I mean, like it is now. All we had was word of mouth. You know what I mean? So we go outside. We got two thumpers, and we go outside, and we go to the alley, and we waiting on these niggas to come out the house. So my mama happened to be coming down 12th Street, and as we waiting, I don't know where she had just came from, but she had seen some shit, and she was like, get in the car. Just go home. I don't want y'all getting into this stuff. Whoop whoop whoop. I seen some boys. One of them had a long gun. Woo, I guess this was the nigga with the K. And I was like, where'd they go? So I guess they had went out the back door and snuck up the alley and was ahead of us. So we're gonna try to make it to Spruce. I tell my mama, I was like, go, 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 just get out of here, cause I don't even know where they is now. So we mob about 2 blocks down, and we hiding in some bushes by the alley, and we hoping that they gonna walk by so we can ambush them and jump out and light their ass up. But they never came. So we waited about 10, 15 minutes. It was quiet, so we started mobbing to the Spruce block. That was about 4 blocks away from where we was going. So we cut across this field in between these houses and a church, and they had got in front of us, and they was ready to ambush us. So my homeboy, it was 3 of us walking, and when we got to this field, my homeboy just took off running. He looked in the direction of where this church and this bus was, and he just took off running. So when he took off running, I drawed out. And man, they got the firing our ass up. We heard a good 15, 20 shots before we was even able to return fire. So I return fire. I shoot back, and I don't even know where I'm shooting. I shoot towards where I see the fire coming from the muzzles, and they popping and they getting off on a nigga. So I got this Kansas City Chiefs jacket on, and I hate the Chiefs now, but I got this Kansas City Chiefs jacket on, a starter coat, so I'm visible like a motherfucker. I'm just a target standing in this open field. So I start trying to take off running, and I just got hit. I got hit in the back of my leg, and it turned my whole foot around to the point to where my toes was facing the opposite direction, and it knocked my shoe off of my foot. So my homie came and picked me up off the ground. My homie Tiny came and picked me off the ground, and he, for some way, he still had bullets. So he picked me up, and he returning fire, but he running towards him. So I start taking off running, and me and him part ways. Now we all three then ran in different directions. So I run behind this house, and I try to jump the fence, but my leg fucked up. So I jumped the fence, and my jacket get hung up on the top of the fence. So now I'm just hanging there, and I can't run or nothing. And I see a shadowy figure coming towards me, but I'm thinking it's my homie Tiny, and it was one of the rip niggas. It was the enemy was coming. He was walking up on me, and he seen me stuck up on that fence. And I just prayed to God. I just said, God, just don't let him see me. Just please don't let him kill me, you know. And I just knew I was about to die. And he ran up on me. He was about 15 feet away from me, and he was like, "Yeah, cuz." And he said something. And when he talked to me, I knew exactly who he was because he was a well-known enemy. And he got off on me about 8 times, and I just seen feathers and shit because it wasn't a starter. It was a triple fat goose coat. I seen the feathers and shit just come out the coat, and I could feel the impact of the bullets hitting my coat, and I just felt like I was hitting my back. So he ran off in some type of way. I pulled and pulled, and the jacket ripped because it was ate up, shredded, and I was able to crawl on my hands and knees to the front of the house. And then my nephew's father, Big Wayman, real nigga, R.I.P. Rest in peace. He came out of all people. He came and picked me up out their yard, and he had all blue on. He had a blue rag hanging out his pocket, and when I first seen him, I was like, oh man, like this is another one about to just run up on me and do me, and it just happened to be a nigga that I was cool with that was from the other side. Like I said, a real nigga, and he picked me up and drugged me all the way to the homie's house and brought me in the house and asked me was I cool. And I gave him my thumper, and he asked me was I cool. And then he said, I gotta go, cuz. And he smashed out. And then my homie Tiny came crashing through the door about 30 seconds later, he was hit too. So me and Tiny got hit that night. We went to the hospital. We ended up having to lay in the hospital with thumpers in our room up under our pillows because once we got shot, the homies just went crazy. The homies went crazy. They went wild with it and they started dumping on enemies because the enemy had hit us up. And while we was laying in the ICU, me and the homie was sharing a room. It was it was dudes from the other side getting clapped up and shot, and they was only 2 and 3 rooms down from where we was at. So they homies was coming in visiting them, and our homies was coming in visiting us, and shit was going down in the hospital. So I just wanted to give y'all that. Y'all don't join gangs because that's some of the shit that go along with it. But I thank God for letting me be here and giving me an opportunity to live life and share my story with you and give you guys my opinion and my information. It's the Taco Show. I appreciate y'all listening, and I want y'all to subscribe and press like. Have a good day.